entered the world of Dungeons & Dragons, a fantasy pen and paper role-playing game that has taken root as the grandfather of modern RPGs, taking on fantastical landscapes, dangerous foes, mighty beasts, or even the darkest demons. D&D offers entire universes of lore for players to experience and battle against. The game hasn't been without its fair share of controversy, especially from religious groups who have criticised the game as a gateway to Satanism or devil worshipping. This period was known as the Satanic Panic. Nowadays, however, the game is linked with a plethora of positives, such as increased creativity or improving social anxiety. What was once a passion project by its creators Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson has transcended itself and became a pop culture phenomenon in recent years, thanks to the likes of Stranger Things or even online campaigns like Critical Role or High Rollers.
Natural 20.
What?
I think a big thing for a lot of people is that it's a really useful way to not quite socialize, but in that sort of aspect where you're interacting with people you might not necessarily usually interact with in a setting which really pushes that. I think also brings out that creative aspect that not a lot of people can interact with. You have a lot of people out there who have that capacity to be powerfully creative, but they just don't have the means to express that. You know, for some people it's art, for some people it's writing, for some people it's making a video game or making videos. But for some people it's getting in there, making character, rolling some dice, having a good time, and expressing themselves in that way. So I think for some people those characters are, a splinter of themselves or an aspect of someone, a friend themselves they might want to explore further, but in a space which allows for that in a more creative, safer output maybe. I think generally it's just a really good way for people to, chat, hang out, have a good time without, worrying about external things. They don't have to think about what work they got to do. They don't have to think about the schoolwork they have to do. They don't have to think about, chores or having to go out the next day. They're just in the moment, having a good time with some buds and enjoying themselves.
The actual session itself takes those well-laid plans and just ruins them in the most fun way, as all the ideas of the things I thought were going to happen are just annihilated by the 5 other people in my gaming group, as they do things I had no expectation for, and you just got to kind of ad-lib and roll with it. No plan survives contact with the enemy. And I love that. That collective storytelling is the most fun thing. And matching up those expectations with the actual results is just fantastic.
What we know as D&D is much, much bigger than just, that fantasy setting. It's all about the settings. Dungeons & Dragons has become the catch-all name for essentially any tabletop experience.
It's the only hobby I've ever known where you can consistently do it for 20 years, even though in my experience, those 20 plus years have gone from before I was in double digits to really old enough to know better, 32, and it's not lost its impact.
For me, D&D is a lot of things. Primarily it's just a fun time to get together with friends or people you don't know who can become friends and just play out a game. It brings you back to the old choose your own adventure books that I used to read all the time when I was a kid. And it's just doing that with a lot of people. It's just fun. It's just fun,